What's going on, guys? Welcome to another 2-Minute Tuesday. So if you've been watching my last few videos, I've been giving kind of conflicting ideas and opinions on what I think of open trials. On one hand, I've called them a blatant waste of money, and on the other hand, I've talked about how they really helped me launch my professional career. So I really want to clear everything up. I want to give you my opinions early on with these open trials. I want to give you my opinions now. I want to talk about whether or not they're a waste of money, and I want to help you determine for yourself if they're going to help you or not. I guarantee this video is going to be over 2 minutes long because I want to just give out so much information. I really don't want to cut anything out of this video. So I'm going to put the time on the screen, but I guarantee it's going to be more than 2 minutes. If you're okay with that, stick around and let's get into it. So first things first, anytime that you're paying for an opportunity, you have to be a little bit wary. You have to take it with a grain of salt. You always have to be thinking, how are other people going to be benefit from this? For example, if you're going on a tour and you're paying $3,000 for a week-long tour to play some semi-pro teams or professional teams in Europe, and there's 50 other players being selected for this tour, you have to look at it and be like, okay, 50 times $3,000 each, that's like $3.5 million. No, but seriously, that is a lot of money, and you have to think, are they gonna have my best interest in mind after I pay them this money? And a lot of the times it depends on the person. You can pay somebody and they really will have your best interest in mind and really push for you and help you try to get a pro contract. And other times they're just gonna kick you to the curb after that week and you have to go home sad and lonely. You also have to look about what this tour or what these open trials are promising. 100% for sure you will get exposure. Professional teams, semi-professional teams, or whoever they promise will be at the camp, in my experience, are always at this camp or tour and they always are watching you. And in my experience as well, yes, you will get significant playing time and opportunity to showcase your skills. Now, you do have to realize the interest level of these professional coaches can really vary. You have to look about what time in the season is this, what the level of the team is, how new or how old this team is, and how are they doing so far in the last couple of years. For example, I've never done an open trial or tryout for an MLS team or EPL team or whatever, like super high divisions where I realistically don't see myself automatically getting scooped up and playing for that team. Those teams at the very high level are rarely looking for a player to bring in. And if they are, they're looking for that diamond in the rough, that 1 in a 1 million chance. And for me, I was always super realistic with myself, gauged about what level I was at, and then did open tryouts at that level and a team where I felt like I could be swooped up very quickly. I also tried to do reach teams. I tried to do teams in the USL, but at the same time, I knew that this was going to be very rare. Just to give you some experience about where I'm coming from, in high school, I did many ID camps at Oregon State, at Gonzaga, at UC Davis. And the ID camp at UC Davis is the one that got them interested in me and actually is the reason why I got scouted to play D1 soccer. Without that ID camp, there's no way I would have been seen by UC Davis, and I don't even know if I would have played collegiate soccer, let alone professional soccer. So I owe almost my entire career to that ID camp, to that open tryout that I took that chance. And that was back when I was 18 years old. And notice when I was 18, I was doing these open tryouts for just a collegiate team, and I wasn't going already to the Portland Timbers MLS team open tryout because realistically, I looked at myself and said, I'm not at that MLS level. Hopefully I will be one day, but right now, I'm trying to be a collegiate soccer player first, and then I'll try to be semi-pro, and then I'm really gonna try to be professional. I didn't make that boom, huge jump. I'm always trying to go progressively up and up and up. Now after college, I did open tryouts for semi-pro teams like the San Jose Earthquakes U23 team, the Ventura County Fusion, which is a semi-professional team competing in the PDL or the 4th or 3rd tier now of US soccer. And that was after I had 4 years of collegiate soccer. I now felt like I was at the semi-professional level. And I had very good experiences with open trials at both of those. I actually made both teams and I played 1 season for each team. However, again, I wasn't just the diamond in the rough. I also had developed connections with the coaches from my collegiate coach. They were talking, they said, you know what, you should really look at this kid. I went down there not as a completely unknown player. And I think that's the best thing to do when it comes to these open tryouts. Open tryouts are a great way to showcase your skills, but any other connections that you can build and help you solidify a better chance of making this team is going to help you. Now, after college and after I played the semi-professional level, I really felt like I was ready to make that jump into the USL or professional level. I did open combines over in Florida where many USL teams were coming down and looking for players. I did an open tryout with the Portland Timbers 2, and I did an open tryout in Vancouver Whitecaps 2. All these were completely unknown. I was hoping to be that diamond in the rough where they looked at me and said, wow, look at this kid. Who is this guy? Let's bring him in. Going into it, I knew it was going to be very unrealistic to be brought into preseason. I knew that this was a diamond in the rough type thing, and I had those expectations. I also went into these things realizing that even if I am at the level to play in the USL or at the level to play wherever I'm going to play, a lot of the times it comes down to that coach needing your specific position and looking for somebody with your specific skill set. For example, it will not matter how good of a right back I am if I go into one of these open tryouts with, like, let's say the Portland Timbers 2, for example, and they have 2 outstanding right backs already signed for the next season. There's no reason for them to sign a third right back unless they absolutely need me due to injuries or whatever. So even if I am at the USL level, that coach is not even going to be looking at me because he doesn't need a right back. So I really do think these open tryouts have a lot of being seen by the right coach at the right time and having the right skill set for the right team. And the moon needs to be exactly where it needs to be, and the sky. But seriously, a lot of things need to align. Now with the Vancouver Whitecaps too, I actually was selected from this open trial of 300 players and brought into preseason. I was very excited, but then I was cut 2 days later after a very short stint in preseason. This is something you have to realize as well. People want to make these open tryouts seem successful, and a lot of times they will bring players in to showcase that the open trial gives you a realistic opportunity. Now you can look at that 2 ways. The first way is, yes, maybe they only brought me in just to make that open tryout seem like a realistic opportunity to get a pro contract. Or 2, you do get 2 days on this open tryout in front of the coaches. The whole coaching staff is watching you play. And again, when I was brought in preseason, now I have 2 days, a 2-day opportunity to showcase my skills in this preseason with actual professional players in their preseason, wearing the Vancouver Whitecaps gear, getting to train at the facilities, all that stuff. And if I really did perform and I wowed them, I definitely could have secured a professional contract. Now I truly believe I had a good tryout, but looking back on it, I really don't know if I was at the level to be wowing the coaches. I think I was a decent player. I guarantee those coaches were not going to be looking for a random amateur or semi-professional player coming in. They want maybe a professional player with a little bit more experience coming in at that right back role. That is truly what I believe to this day, that I was not at that level to wow them. I believe it was a great opportunity, and regardless of whatever, scam or not, I still got 2 days in the preseason to prove my ability. Now, to sign my first contract over in Germany, I actually went through a very good mentor and someone who had played over there. He took me over there, set up trials and set up tryouts for me with coaches that trusted him and trusted his word about me, and I felt like that was a much easier way to get into the system. And then when I got my first contract over in America, in the USL, the second division of US soccer, that was through connections that I had built up and players giving their word to coaches for me, and then me being brought into a trial where I'm with the first team, and I didn't do that with an open trial. So I've really done everything. I've experienced a lot of things. I've also met tons of professional players throughout my career that have done open trials and seen varying levels of success. For example, someone I played in college with, Elliot Horde, amazing player. He's now playing right back for Sacramento Republic. He was actually picked up from one of those soccer tours over in Europe where you spend a couple $1,000s and you get like a week-long tour through some teams in Europe. He got picked up with a 3rd division team over in Sweden, and he owes that start of his professional career to that open tour. That right coach saw the right type of player for the right system, and they brought him in to finish out the rest of the season and paid him to do so. Emer Clemente, an amazing defender for Sacramento Republic and also on the Montenegro national team. He actually owes his professional career to that open trial at Sacramento Republic. He was that diamond in the rough that Sacramento was looking for. They brought him in, and he did the best with that opportunity and made the most of it. Niki Ilic, same thing, amazing central midfielder. He actually got picked up by the Orange County Blues again in the USL. I could list them on and on and on, all these types of players that started their very successful professional careers from these open tours, open tryouts, and stuff like that. So my honest opinion about these open trials and open tours is that you have to look at the monetary value about how much it costs to actually do it versus the risk and reward. And then you have to say to yourself, is spending that money going to be worth it for me? And the answer is going to be 100% different for everybody. For example, if you are a semi-professional level player and you've been performing at that semi-pro level, and you feel like you just need to make that break into the professional level, and spending this money, $250 on these open tryouts or even $2,000 on a tour is not going to financially crush you, then yes, absolutely go for it. because I think it definitely gives you that exposure. And if you are seen by the right team at the right time, you will get picked up. Now, if you're an amateur player with no semi-pro, collegiate, professional experience at all, and you really don't know if you can make that jump, and there's this open trial at the MLS first team that's $1,000 for a week, and spending that grand on that week is really gonna hurt you. It's gonna be your life savings, and it might kind of crush your family's financial situation. I would really take a step back, and I would probably determine that spending that money would not be worth it at that time for me. In my situation going into college, in my situation doing these open trials to the semi-professional level, and in my situation doing the open trials and tours and combines into the professional level, spending that money was never gonna financially cripple me, and I felt that I had a high enough level already under my belt and was performing at the semi-pro or whatever level that I was performing at to give me a realistic opportunity to make or being found by that team. So always view these open opportunities to anybody, to the public, with a grain of salt. They are trying to make money, and yes, you do have to realize that. Determine how much money that is and make a decision for yourself if that's gonna be worth it, if that's gonna financially cripple you, if that's pocket change, and then also look at your own abilities and to see what level you're at and try to find a realistic open trial for yourself. And go in with the mindset of first that you're looking for a very great experience to meet people, to do something new, to maybe tour around Europe, to meet and get the opportunity to learn from professional coaches. Have that realistic mindset that everything needs to align perfectly. The right coach looking for the right type of player, being that right type of player in the right position. Everything needs to line up for you to be seen, and they really are looking for a diamond in the rough to supplement their team. Now, at the end of the day, if you really are a very good player and that coach sees you helping his team get wins and points, he's gonna pick you up. This is a job, this is his career. Coaches, coaching staff, the front office, everybody wants to win, wants to perform, wants to do well. And if you can do that and you can help that team accomplish those goals, they're gonna pick you up regardless of whatever politics there might be. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, don't even look at the timer. I know it's way over 2 minutes, but I hope I got my message across. I hope I helped you kind of determine if these open trials are gonna be worth it for you. And I hope I shine some light on this topic. I know I have gone back and forth about how I view open tryouts and open combines, but I really think the answer is different for everybody. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I'm not even gonna say it. You know what you gotta do. Like the video. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.